Welcome to Linda's TV show. If it is your first time of stopping by or coming across my YouTube channel, you are highly welcome. Please, I beg you for this favor, click on that red button that says subscribe. Beside the red button is a notification bell. Turn the bell on so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be the first person to check it out. I appreciate each and every one of you who always come back to watch my videos. Like you know, I present news on daily basis to you. So after watching the video, you are free to criticize and leave your comment constructively. Share the video. Yeah, you can share it to your family, friends, anybody that you can, so that they themselves will be informed. Now I present to you another interesting or informative video which we are going to watch together. Yeah, I'm going to watch this video together with you. Then we'll come to the comment section.
Thank you, viewers at home. You abandoned the APC. What was it that was so bad that you had to jump ship?
Everything about APC is bad.
Really?
Yes. Because there is no sound coming out of APC. What you hear is noise. And you know, when people make noise, they exchange ignorance through argument. I was in APC and reading their manifesto, reading their constitution, which their leaders are not aware of. They don't know the contents of their manifesto. Because by their manifesto, they talked about restructuring. By their manifesto, they talked about true federalism. And then the promises they made Nigeria. 1 naira should be equal to $1. Today, a dollar is 735 naira. You know what it means?
Market.
Good. Of course, the parallel market is the street market. You know what that means? It means that APC has failed 735% of the time from what they promised. So their deviation is unpardonable. And to begin to rub it in, I did not subscribe to the fact that ASU will be at home, students at home, my younger ones, denied education for 7 months, and there is no end in sight. That was not the reason I entered APC. When I entered APC, they promised me they were going to tackle security. After the failure of PDP, give it to PDP. They failed. They acknowledged. They apologized. APC came pretending that they are going to build on what PDP did. And yes, they are building a skyscraper of failure on it. Because the security that was limited to Northeast has metastasized and has swept all over Nigeria. In the Southeast, you talk of the unknown gunmen. In the North Central, you talk about the herdsmen. In the Northwest, you talk about bandits, kidnappers, terrorists. In the South, you talk about the oil thieves. In the Northeast, Boko Haram is still laying ambush, liquidating our military officers and the people in Northeast. So they have not done anything. In the issue of corruption, one person who is supposed to be the custodian of the money of Nigeria is alleged to have stolen 109 billion naira, the provable one. You can imagine in APC government, we are witnessing termites eating documents, monkeys swallowing money, snakes becoming money eaters. In APC government, I did not vote for animals to begin to manifest as witches, stealing our money. So in APC government, everybody has become a thief, including animals. Please, we need the redemption. APC, the name of APC, gives me so much trauma that I would want to talk about APC as meaning. Let me not say it so that
You didn't see all of this before you joined the APC.
I joined APC December 16th. December 30th, 2016, when Boko Haram was allegedly technically defeated. When I joined APC, it was actually moving at the right direction. That was just like 1 year or two after they had finished the 2015 election. And when I read their manifesto, when I read their constitution, these were the lofty aims that I saw. The one that really touched me, they said, providing selfless service to the nation that will engender prosperity, stopping discrimination at every level, this, that, I stayed there till after 2019 election, when the new government came in, and I saw the direction they were going to. If you have been reading my column, you discover that I have been in APC, but I have been abhorring everything they have been doing.
But perhaps for those who will say, those who have been following you also, you wanted to be governor in Enugu State.
Yes.
Perhaps the reason why you didn't get a ticket, and maybe the reason why you're speaking like this is some of what your critics are saying, that that's the reason why you left the APC before, because you couldn't achieve your aim. And perhaps could it also be the reason why you're aggrieved at the party that you formerly belong?
Good. That question is beautiful. Let me first of all admit that I nourished the ambition to be the governor of Enugu State. Whoever is in politics can no longer pretend he's not interested in power. It depends on what you want to do when you get the power. When I was in APC, when they brought the obnoxious fee for people to pay as governors, to become governors, a fee that the president said he cannot afford, a fee that the governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai, said he cannot afford, and they want me to use my money that I'm using for my business to go and pay for such a fee, which I have been unilaterally, continually building APC in Enugu State. APC was non-existent in Enugu State when I came in. When I wanted to do that, I told people, I said it is to give me the impetus that I should campaign for President Buhari, and they are aware of it. So when they brought that prize, I told them, if you're not going to pay this prize, I am not interested. I raised the secretariat for APC in my local government single-handedly. I raised it in my ward single-handedly. And when they wanted to do this registration, new members, I still gave them something in the neighborhood of 7 figures. So when you talk about money, I believe that I prefer to do the right thing and lose rather than doing the wrong thing and winning. And I got this from P2B in one of the things he's saying later, which explains where I was. If I had that money, and I wouldn't tell you whether I do or not, I wouldn't invest it to buy the ticket of a party where the cumulative salary of the governor does not amount to that in 4 years. Whoever is in APC who takes that kind of money in the nomination fee is corrupt and cannot make it through the genuine earning of being a governor or being a president. Now they're saying 100 million, telling you that they are increasing in impunity of wrongdoing.
I'll quickly come to the Labour Party and some of the issues, but you touched on a few issues which I'd like you to comment on. The president said he came into power where security was a major problem, and today he said he's done his best to fix the problem of security in this country.
If I knew that innocent citizens will be taken away from train, which the president told them it was safe to ride on, and will be in captivity for 8 months, you and I know that I would not follow that president. And he's rejoicing he has done great things. United States of America came to Niger State to pick their citizen that the terrorists put in their camp, United States. And Nigeria took 8 months, about 8 months, and they are rejoicing after buying those people. You know, in this government, APC's government, they have made people to become slaves because they buy them. The terrorists will kidnap them and they will go and pay ransom. That is buying and selling of human beings. You are meant to rescue people. The terrorists are not meant to release them. And they are negotiating, paying billions of naira to buy back their citizens. Not in foreign countries.
So you don't agree with what the president said?
That what?
That is,
I'm embarrassed that he's rejoicing after people have languished in jail, in the terrorist camp for more than 8 months, burrowing like animals, and he's rejoicing.
If you think
he has done something,
the man you're supporting today, you think he has a solution to do better than the president of the day has done?
Look at his history. First of all, if you would allow me, let me give you the 7-point agenda that he has said he was going to do.
That is Peter Obi.
He's going to be, yes, Peter Obi.
Does he have a manifesto yet?
Oh, Thank you for that question. Because I am not going to be sold again to worthless political manifesto. A friend of mine, he's from Jigawa State. Before now, he has been very reluctant when I'm telling him that there is a need for us to think twice about Nigeria. Then the last time he read what I wrote, he responded positively to it. And I was wondering, what changed? He said, look, let's be realistic. We have issues in this country. I am traveling now from Mecca to Medina, riding on a train that is moving at 300 kilometers per hour. He said 40 years ago, this was a rural community. But the leaders of this country have put infrastructure and have transformed this city to a mega city. He said, look, that what we need now is not partisan political parties, but that the citizens of Nigeria should come up with a blueprint, not worthless political manifestos. I have been deceived by manifestos before. What I want from the candidates, let them come and sit here and let Shewun Okibaloye, yes, ask them questions on what they want to do for Nigeria, and let Nigerians cross-examine them. In law, you don't just do examination in chief and go. These people have no manifesto. Atiku, Tinubu, they have no manifesto. What they have is a document written by some brilliant professors, which I can tell you, they do not know the contents of it. Because, let me forget that one. So, this my friend, he said, look, that we have shameless kleptomaniacs governing us. Nigerians, if they interest you, are better off 40 years ago than they are today. 40 years ago, 85 kobo was equal to $1. 40 years ago, I drive alone. I can drive alone throughout the streets of Nigeria and nothing will happen to me. 40 years ago, we were exporting refined crude outside. Our problem 40 years ago was not money, but how to spend it. Today, the present government cannot even have revenue enough to service the debts that it ill-advisedly took for himself. Let me tell you about Peter Obi's 7-point agenda. 1, securing and uniting Nigeria. 2, effective legal and institutional reforms. 3, production-centered growth for food security. 4, leapfrogging Nigeria out of oil dependency to the 4th industrial revolution. 5, human capital development for effective competitiveness. 6, expanding physical infrastructure through market-driven reforms. 7, robust foreign policy that will restore Nigerians' strategic relevance in the international community. In all these things, they are the things he did and he had done as the governor of Anambra State. Recall, when he was in Anambra State, insecurity was so removed that the IG of police then, Mohammed, said within 5 years of Obi regime, no successful bank robbery took place. None. It's on record. The kidnapper, Evans, ran away from Anambra State. And he said Obi security tactic chased him away. Obi was the first person who started demolishing any home that is owned by kidnappers. And you know what? He said he is going to implement this thing through 3-level policing: federal, state, and community. He used the community vigilante. He was one of the governors that did it. Obi inherited via Chiu, the first governor of Anambra State PDP. He was the only governor in PDP that was not returned because of his maladministration. Chinwo Kemba didn't do. So, Gige had a stopgap. And after that, Obi came in. So he inherited terrible Anambra State. That was coming last in WAEC through human capital development. Within 2 years, Anambra State started coming first in WAEC. So can you imagine? We have APC that inherited foreign currency, and they are now coming last in the world. I said they have failed us 735% of the time. Then Obi inherited an educational system that was last and catapulted it to second, so first, within 2-3 years.
And I'd like to ask you this. So those who will question because the capacity of Mr. Peter Obi, if you put him on the same pedestal with some of his opponents or some of his fellow contestants in the race, for example, look at least 3 or 4 of them have been former governors of their states. Robbie Musokonkunso was a former governor of Kano State. Bola Tinubu, a former governor of Lagos State. Peter Obi, a former governor of Anambra State. Atiku Abubakar was elected but became a vice president eventually. So they talk about the profile, their track record when they were governors, and those who will say, oh, Peter Obi that you're talking about, under him, you talk about education system in Nigeria, under him there was a strike and on ending for about 13 months or thereabout. These are question marks that have been raised about the capacity of Mr. Peter Obi, and to think that those who have argued also that, look, a state, governing a state is a different kettle of fish entirely to handling a very complex Nigeria.
Very good. I am going to talk about this, just citing what other people have said. The spokesperson of APC came here and he told you Peter Obi is better than Atiku. And the reason is because Peter Obi was in a position to take executive decisions, and Atiku has never been. So that's settled. When you talk about Tinubu, you just say former governor. He has not held any other post except former governor. Good. He was there for 8 years. Peter Obi was governor for 8 years. So when you talk about capacity, to be very respectful to these gentlemen, they are men of desperation. They are not men of destination. At 80 years, what can they offer? You cannot foist a disunited party on a disunited country to collapse.
For those who think that Peter Obi belonged to that same political class, he was a former PDP. Now he left. I mean, how would you define Peter Obi if you say, would you say that Peter Obi is cut from a different cloth?
All right.
Because he was a former PDP member now, and you've criticized PDP.
Very good. I wish you were sitting here and I'm sitting here, and I will ask you some very tough questions. When he was in PDP, did he, by any means, occupy any executive position for which he took any decision? None. I was in PDP, entered APC, and I'm in Labour. He was the governor of Anambra State, APGA. He entrenched APGA so much in Anambra State through good governance that even he himself could no longer uproot APGA. You can imagine that level of good governance, that Anambra State became sentimentally attached to APGA because of the foundation of governance that Peter Obi built. Do you know from the mouth of Atiku Abubakar, you know what he said? Atiku Abubakar said, the reason he told Obasanjo, Chinwo Kemba Dinuju will never come back, is that school were at home for 2 years. These are the kind of things will be inherited. A completely messed up system. So what you said, if there was any strike, is it anything close to 2 years? That tells you progression towards the better from the foundation of what he inherited.
So you think Peter Obi is better than the rest?
Peter Obi, by 3 opinion polls, it's not just that it's better, but that he is the only option. So it is wrong to say that Peter Obi is an alternative option. No, he's the only option.
Some of your friends in Nollywood don't think so.
Yes.
They've thrown their weight behind Bola Tinubu.
You just said Nollywood.
The APC.
You just said Nollywood. I'm not aware. Many of them are politicians. So they are entitled to visit anybody and collect their appearance fee. I am here talking as a politician, not as a Nollywood practitioner. An actor is entitled to his appearance fee. And if you call him as an actor, you have to pay him. If I was invited as an actor, if I'm not a politician, I would tell you what he will pay as appearance fee. And so let us forget them. When they say they are politicians, you sit them here and you ask them questions. Let us know the reason why they are following any candidate.
On a final note, and in perhaps 30 seconds if you can deal, there are those who have analyzed, because a lot of permutations are going on, then at best, what Peter Obi will get is to decimate the votes of Atiku Abubakar. And his ability to able to penetrate some very political stronghold in this country has been questioned. I mean, you've been in politics. What gives you the confidence that Peter Obi can have a penetration that can win him the presidency of Nigeria?
First of all, Atiku Abubakar, I wonder whether he is still contesting, because if he's an honorable man, he would have stepped down. The only manifesto he had coming into this election is that he's a great unifier, because that's the one that came out of him. I've told you I'm not interested in worthless political manifestos. What is happening in PDP? The entire South has been cut off from PDP. Presidential candidate, North. DG campaign, North. National chairman, North. BOT chairman, North. And when the South cried, you know what they did? They gave them acting BOT chairman. I'm not saying BOT chairman. I said acting BOT chairman. And those people that cry, they were told that they are children that should be sucking their mother's breast and not talking about giving important position in PDP. A great disuniter who has come claiming he's a uniter. The first manifesto, he failed.
You've not told me how Peter.
Thank you so much, my wonderful viewers, for watching this video together with me from the beginning to the end. Like I said before, if you like what you see here, if you like what I do in this platform, as you have finished watching this video, please hit that red button that says subscribe and put on your notification bell to all notification. In that way, you'll be able to know when I upload a new video. Share my videos, leave your comments in the comment section constructively. Until I meet your way again in my next video, I still remain your Linda's TV show. Bye-bye.